Okay, we talked about univariate visualization when you want to visualize one single variable. What about visualizing two variables together? Okay, we don't want to merely study every single variable in isolation. It is very, very common that we want to study the relation between two variables. Having studied univariate plots, we would like to study pairs of variables. How are the items associated over two variables? What is the effect of increase in one variable on another variable? Beside the following recommendations, we can always do faceting, but let's go for these recommendations. This is another best practice table. And if you recall, it will cover 90% of the cases very nicely. In data analysis. So I boiled down 90% into one table. And again, it is based on the variable types. So if your variable, this time we have two variables, therefore we have three combinations, different combinations. If both variables are numerical, then scatter plot is the suggestion. If both variables are categorical, then we have to try to figure out which one is better. A stacked bar plot, a side-by-side bar plot, a heat map, a balloon plot. If one is numerical, the other one is categorical, then we have side-by-side box plots. So once again, you have to recognize the types of variables, and then the best practice is chosen based on the types of variables. There is one technique in visualization of more than one variable. It's called faceting. We will see what faceting is. It's an alternative, especially for difficult cases like two categorical variables. So, the first and probably the easiest case. Two numerical variables. One is caret, in this example, which is the diamonds example, still. And the other one is price. Every point is a diamond. It's an item. Okay? And the location of each item is based on the horizontal location and the vertical one. And the horizontal is caret, the vertical is price. We are studying the relation between caret and price through this plot. So, scatter plot. In a scatter plot, every point represents one item in the data set. The x and y axis are for two quantitative or numerical variables. The question is how to comment on it. Well, the first thing is look at the trend. Here we can see that the trend is something like this. It's an upward and monotonous. Okay? It constantly goes up. It's not like goes up and then down and then up. And then it is non-linear. So it's not a straight line, but it seems that it's more like quadratic. It's a little bit of curve better represents the trend. So I look at the trend. We can verbally also analyze it. How does y increases while x increases? Yes, increase of the caret value increases the price. And it is the case in most of the situations. How do I know it? Well, if you draw the trend, a line that shows the trend, you can see that when one increases, the other one increases as well. How many islands do I see? Well, I don't see that many islands, but if, for instance, I had these variables, so these items here, and they would be quite separated from others. So I would say that I'm seeing generally 2 islands. It means that probably there are 2 different clusters or groups of diamonds. What next? So these are islands. Discordant items. Well, this one here, to me, this is quite discordant. Still, it has high caret and high price, so it's part of the trend. However, there are diamonds with similar price and lower carets, and there is no diamond close to it. So if 2 items are close to each other in a scatter plot, they are similar price-wise and caret-wise in our example. There is no diamond similar to this one in our data set. And it's quite interesting. Maybe we need to study this specific diamond further. This is something that we called irregularity. So we have the regularity, which is this pattern, and then an irregularity. So dissect the plot into 4 quarters. This is another way of studying a scatter plot. Let me clean everything. If I dissect the plot into 4 quarters, what is this quarter on the right bottom? It is high caret, low price. We don't have any diamond here. Okay? So if you can produce something like this, then you have a market. Okay? However, for diamond, it's if these are like natural diamonds, then it's not about production. And if you have a high carat diamond, probably you are selling it for a high price. But yeah, that's the case. What about the top one? It is high carat, high price. And you can see we have a few diamonds, high carat, high price. These are exceptional. What about this one? This is high price, low carat, and relatively low. Okay, so all of these values are relative. It's interesting that we have these values, and then most of the carats are here. So most of the diamonds are here. Low carat, low price, relatively once again. Okay, so this is another way of studying a scatter plot. Let's go and talk about a categorical variable and a numerical variable.